Well, ladies and gents, welcome to the new unit, the Fast and the Fabulous. And this unit will take us through an engineering process through from week 6 of term 3 right through until Christmas now. So it's a 14-week unit and it should be lots of fun. Where this unit is going is, if I skip forward to the design brief component, it's taking a look at creating a race car, one that's going to appeal to your target audience. And you need to think about, if you're making a car, who would you make it for? And that audience will have a really big impact on the aesthetics and the function and the componentry. And you can see these are some examples on the left-hand side. What we'll create it from is a block of balsa wood. So these blanks we've purchased. And what goes in the back of that hole there is a CO2 canister. That CO2 canister has got pressurized gas inside it. And when we puncture the end of the canister, what that does is release the gas, pushing your vehicle down the track. So it will be a complete race car. You can choose any target audience that you wish for this project, and you need to engineer a vehicle to suit their interests. So all cars should be reflective of an understanding of physics and the application, so things here like aerodynamics and friction, but the novelty aspects can certainly be incorporated as well. So, for example, a car designed for a 3-year-old girl would be very brightly coloured, might have ribbons or other things hanging off it. Whereas if you're making a car for a 24-year-old, they might be interested in really high performance and speed. So you might change the vehicle's appearance to suit that need. Alternatively, it might be your dream car, a model of that, or it could be something really silly like delivering a TV remote or delivering coffee. It might be a bit of a tribute, perhaps, to a character from a movie or a TV or a game of some sort. So we'll allow students to enter under 3 different categories. You can compete under speed, in other words, who's the fastest, aesthetics, so the most original artistic design, and even a novelty category rather. So those who are competing to entertain the audience. And you would think here that the cat design is more aesthetic, whereas a car that's designed as a boxing glove, well, that's probably more on the novelty side of things, but those two blur together pretty well. In terms of timeline then, so we're commencing now in week 7 of term 3. We'll race the cars in week 4 and 5 of next term, and then the folio will be due in week 6. From week 6 onwards, right through to the end of term, we're then going to move into another challenge, which is to take the cars that you design over the first 10 weeks and convert them to an alternative power source. So we might think there about solar power or some other propulsion mechanism, but we'll talk more about that later. So the important parts for the assessment task are that it's being issued now, that the entire project goes for 14 weeks, but the car itself, it must be completed by the beginning of week 4, term 4, and we'll have races down a track at school in class groups with a final series with representatives from every class going through to the finals and ultimately ending up with a speed winner across the whole year group. Your folio is due in November, the 8th of November, that's Monday of week 6, term 4. If I come across the assessment task itself, this is being posted online today, so you'll be able to read the detail of it there, as well as all the marking criteria and the context that we just had a quick look at. And your teachers will go through this in more detail in class time. The folio structure, we're providing for you the headings and the subheadings. This will give you the template as to how your portfolio should look. And in Classroom, we've posted this along with the assessment task and a blank document, essentially, where you can then take all those headings from the structure and insert them into your folio template. What we're trying to do here is take you to the next step as you prepare for year 9 and 10, where you're not given as much structure, you're not given the same level of scaffolding, you're given the headings and you need to then go and create the folio. So in subjects like industrial technology or textiles or food, all of those sort of TAS subjects, You'll be given documents like this where you need to be able to then convert it into the folio that then gets marked. So that's why we're not giving you as much structure this time as perhaps we have in the past. In this case, you're given the headings and you need to translate those into your design folio that you'll submit in week 6 next term. So the actual project itself, I hope, interests and excites you. And to give you a sense of how big this project is, this is a report from America with a similar project just before they headed off to Abu Dhabi to compete in the international championships of this competition.
Looking at this promo, you might think this was from some high-end business, but really, it was made at Palmetto High School. This isn't your average club, this is Formula One. Think of it similar to NASCAR.
Completely different car, completely different track, but kind of the same thing.
That's the best way to put it, but don't underestimate the car's speed. This Formula One team called Pinnacle created, engineered, and marketed their very own car from scratch.
But this is a whole other, not even ballpark, whole other planet.
There are over 40 pages of specifications the car has to beat, but the results, if done right, are breathtaking.
This is really the most beneficial thing that anyone our age can do.
So these cars can go so fast, it can go from here to here in less than a second.
It feels amazing. It kind of feels like you're just on top of the world.
At the pinnacle, you could
Yeah,
say?
at the pinnacle.
Pinnacle is ranked the best high school group in the nation, and after raising over $59,000, they're now gearing up for their world championships in Abu Dhabi.
We've worked so hard on this project throughout the whole year, so I can't wait to get on the plane and just trust all the work we've done.
And hope they'll race to the finish line as winners. Reporting in Manatee County, Gabrielle Arzola, Spectrum, Bay News 9.